Hello and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I am updating my biggest and best deck. I'll just name that biggest and best V3. So this is the third version of this deck I made. I made one for standard back pre-Dominaria. I've made one in Alchemy, and now I have made one for Dominaria standard post Meathook. So, the object of this deck really is to play one of these two deck cards on turn 2, which is the Quirion Beastcaller, which is a 2-2, which gets a 1-1 on it whenever we cast a creature, or Reckoner Bankbuster, and then play Kodama on turn 3. The reason being that either of these cards can then attack on turn 3 and draw us land out of our deck. So, because they both would have a 1-1 counter on it, if we play Kodama, this would be a 3-3 with Trample, and this will be a 4-4 with Trample. As it has the charge counters on it, it does count as modified by Kodama's modified creatures you control have Trample. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search for a basic land card, blah blah blah. So both of these can trigger Kodama. I thought about this combo when I saw someone else play these cards. They didn't actually use this to do what I'm trying to do with it, but I thought I'm going to build a deck around that, and I thought what shell better than this sort of horrible, very fast Arbiter or Titan shell is what I would call this, biggest and best. That's the aim of the early game, as long with then using Fading Hope to get rid of any threats that the opponent tries to play to stop us doing that. We then have 4 Topiary Stompers to help find the remaining lands we need to get to our top end. We have 3 Croaking Counterparts, which I've used. This is what kind of I use as my trademark for the biggest and best deck. So basically the Croaking Counterpart can be used to either ramp you to where you want to go by copying the Stomper, or it can copy your endgame things. The best thing to copy probably is actually the Arbiter, because when it enters the battlefield you draw 2 and discard 2, and then whenever you discard, target creature gets -X/-0, so you get 2 of that set of abilities. So you end up draining all of your opponent's creatures' power out, as well as drawing lots of cards yourself. But obviously copying Titan, even as a 1-1, is not a bad thing to do. Gaining 5 life, gaining a 4-4 Rhino, or destroying artifact enchantments is a nice thing to do. You can copy Aether Channeler, which has itself got 3 modes that it can do when it enters the battlefield. So Aether Channeler is a 2-1 for 3. It can either create a 1-1 white bird. We don't do that one too often. That's useful against, for example, Liliana maybe, or Invoke Despair, but in general not that useful. We can return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That one's pretty useful. Tempo in our favour can always be a good thing. Bouncing something back to their hand that has lots of counters on it, or bouncing a token to the ether can always be a good thing, or draw a card. So this has lots of modes that we can then select by creating a 1-1 version of the Aether Channeler. Obviously 1-1 isn't a lot worse than its own stats of 2-1, so pretty nice. This card also has flashback, so it casts for 5 to do the same thing from our graveyard. So once we get rolling with this, creating multiple Stompers or creating multiple Titans, it's kind of a bit of a snowball effect. Note that when it creates a token, it creates a copy of a non-frog. So once you've copied something, you can't then copy the copy. So if they kill the original, you can't then flashback this on the copy. Just a small note there. We're then running 1 Inventive Iteration as a bit more tempo, pro-tempo in our favour, to bounce something for the opponent, bring us something back from the graveyard. Note that will primarily bring back Bankbusters, or we draw a card, and then we get the Living Breakthrough when that goes all the way to the top. Then we have 2 Tamiyo. So Tamiyo is good for a couple of reasons in this deck. One is that it lets us get back our key pieces of ramp. So often, if we're trying to play Bankbuster or Beastcaller, followed by Kodama, one of those is going to be destroyed, and if we get to turn 5 and we want those back, we can get them back by using the minus ability on Tamiyo. Alternatively, we can use the plus on a lot of the nasties that are out there these days. So I'm talking about things with Death Touch, such as Elas Ilkor, things like AO, we don't want to be attacking through and giving them the free death trigger, or things like Sheldred can be a right pain to attack through, especially with our 4-4s. Attacking into a 4-5 is not what we want. So things like that can be really nice to tap down with Tamiyo. There's actually a lot of good targets for that tap down ability at the moment. So it's a pretty nice thing to have in our arsenal. And then our top end are Titans and Arbiters, as they were in the older versions of this deck. Once we start getting to Titans and Arbiters coming down, it's very unusual that opponent will come back. The reason that I wanted to revisit this deck is partly because I discovered this sort of little combo I wanted to try out, but also because I think Titan is actually underplayed at the moment. I think now with Meathook gone, what people are doing is playing faster, aggressive creature decks, but also playing enchantment-based decks a lot. There's a lot of enchantment decks, and it's not just Selesnya like white-green enchantments that are around. There's lots of things playing Wedding Announcement. Wedding Announcement is basically broken at the moment because of no Meathook, spitting out counters and spitting out tokens, and then becoming an Anthem effect that sits around. It's really strong. Loads of people are playing Bankbuster. So having Titan around to get rid of those and also do something else for you and give you a 7/7 body is really nice, and the fact that we're trying to accelerate to get there earlier than you would normally be able to is the point of this deck. We are running 26 lands. It would be 27, but because we're pulling them out with Kodama and Topiary Stomper, we don't tend to need to draw as many off the top, but we are still running a lot. And that is the point of the deck, really. It's to try and get Titans and Arbiters and make sure that we get there using this sort of little package that I've put together here. So it should be quite a fun deck to play. I mean, the meta is pretty wide open at the moment, following the ban of Meathook. No one's really nailed down the best deck. I don't know that this will be as good as the Humans deck that I just put out, but I think it will be actually better than you would think. So let's have a few games and see how we get on. Okay, here we go. Game 1. This could completely flop, or this could be appearing on YouTube tomorrow. One of the two. Reckoner Bankbuster down. That's what we want to see. Opponent using their mana up, giving us the chance to hit him with our Bankbuster. Sweet. We'll take the land. They're like, what? What just happened? Yeah, boy. This might be a bit much for this deck. We might have to ditch the 2 Clemencies. That could be greed.
Enough with the mysteries.
That doesn't seem fair.
Sacrifices must be made.
That seems fair. Give me land. Sweet. Got 6 already. Discard. Yeah, I'll get rid of this thing that we're not convinced by anyway. Poor Kodama. Been quite a victim here, but opponent's already on 9, so it's like Simic ramp aggro. That's what we're going to call this. Yeah, let's play these 2. Gets us to 7 lands. We could have been better off discarding the Beastcaller, I suppose, and getting to play our Arbiter, which can then sort of top us up with cards, but whatever. Opponent's not going to be able to play all 3 of their cards, so they'll be discarding 2, and we've got our Bankbuster to draw with. Guess they could just make us sack one of these creatures, which is again fine. No, can take our Arbiter. Shame. Just need to top a Titan now and we're good. Burn down the house. Alright. We have topped the Titan. Mission accomplished. that went well. Let's try again. Alright, next game. Hiya. Nice name. We get to go first, which is very nice. Got our Beastcaller into Kodama run out. Let's hope nothing bad happens to our Beastcaller. I think something bad might be about to happen to our Beastcaller. Like a flame blessed bolt to the face. Okay, we'll keep just playing stuff out, I think. Hopefully no more lands drawn. 2/3 of my drawn cards have been lands so far. Oh yeah, that's not great either, is it? No point creating a froggy Kodama. We could be getting Invoked Despaired this turn. Jingataxius. Some kind of reanimation deck. Well, there's our reanimation target, if we have one. You can use some Destroy on Kodama. We don't mind. Got another one. Fires of Victory. And Lear. Okay. That is something. So, only got 6 mana now. Nice news about Lear is it probably means they're not running a ton of counter spells, and we might be able to just jam our Titan next turn. They could have the odd make disappear. I'm not going to get too cocky. Yeah. Not willing to attack good Lear. Of course, Lear means things can't be countered anyway, doesn't it? Yeah. Destroy artifact. Yes, please. And I think we'll get a Rhino. I would like it if my Titan survives to copy, but not wed to the idea, just because there's no artifacts or enchantments to destroy at the moment, and a 1/1 version is good, but not, you know. Yeah, it's gonna get bolted or fires from the graveyard. Yeah. Beastcaller we can do. Getting rid of the Celestus was good. They seem to be struggling for land a bit. Although drawing this many, they won't be struggling for long. Is there any benefit to us copying Lear? Not really. Get rid of that. Then we'll just wait. I think we'll probably end up copying the Channeler and putting Lear back in their hand again. Okay. No, we won't. Discarded Lear. Okay. Must be more of them in the hand, but I could just be missing something here. Probably just going to top land for the rest of the game and watch as the opponent draws their pieces over a very long period of time. Knocking away more layers. Is this a bombardment deck? Maybe. Opponent's just constantly discarding spells to hand size. Fear my 2/2. Put this back in our hand, give them an extra card. We don't care about them having cards, they've got a full hand already. Negate. Alright. I don't need more counterparts. There's all sorts in my deck that I could draw that I wouldn't mind, but can't find any of it. Tamiyo, Arbiter, Industry, Inventive Iteration, Stomper, Aether Channeler. I would take any of those. Sadly, it's game over. Alright, let's try again, see if we can actually get back to winning ways with Simic. Okay. Got some Bankbusters to have some fun with. Best card in Standard, eh? Still got a turn to try and draw a Kodama, you never know. Sadly, the Channeler doesn't have 3 strength. Oh, got the Kodama. Lovely. Go, go, go. Blue land. Opponent's like, what is this combo? What? Epic kill. Yeah, everything's going to have tramples. Anvil decks don't like that, at least. Fan one deck we could be good against. I mean, it's so tempting to just shoot the Anvil, isn't it? But on the other hand, we want to ramp to our Titan. And we're putting so much damage in, I just... Yeah, alright, we'll keep ramping. We don't care about the Anvil. Can put the Anvil in their hand, slow them down a bit. Or draw a card. We'll draw a card. Could be good. Synthesizer. Not a land, thankfully. LOTV. Yep, sorry Channeler, but you're going.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
That land goes in the bin, thankfully. Let's just run this. Put that away. Get one more land towards Titan. And we can end with Fading Hope to either discard or use. If they put a Shell Dread or something, we'll use the Fading Hope. Gonna get our Bankbuster back next turn, so we could discard a Bankbuster to Liliana. Probably don't need 3 of them, although I do love them. Gonna get him for 1. Okie doke. And then I'll nix this, okay. Going to be quite small of an Ixalai, so yeah, we'll discard our Bankbuster.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Discard a Harvester, eh? No.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
You should have done that first. Could have gained 2 life, but let's get rid of that. Anvil sacking itself, and we'll take the land because that gives us Titan, which will probably cause a concede. Yeah, cool. I mean, against Anvil it looks pretty sweet. It's just too much too quick for them with the Bankbuster. I mean, it does depend on getting that combo in the opening hand, maybe. It could be a different game otherwise, but yeah, fun. Next one. Okay, I've got our little combo thing going on again, but we're on the draw this time. Let's see if we can handle a slightly slower time. Crystal Grotto. Nothing with 2 white. Well, 1 white and 1 nothing. Wonder if we are against samurais. I've actually got a commando to remove the Bankbuster. Interesting if they don't tap out what we do. Okay, they have tapped out. That's going to be something to regret. That's a free land for us. Yeah. Put their own Bankbuster in. Wandering Emperor to get rid of Kodama. Still not the best move, I'm afraid. Going to attack with the commando, not even getting in after doing that. Okay, we Beastcaller into the second Kodama. And then we can tap the Beastcaller. And I think we can go for... I mean, face would give us an extra land, but we don't actually have anything to do with it at the moment. Yeah, but then all they can do is put a counter on something, and we've got a Fading Hope. So 4 damage in a land we will take. What? What? I don't know what that means. Are they about to board wipe and they wanted to save 1 damage? Board wipe their own architect away? Could be.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Very confused. So let's put this away. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Titan on top is very nice. So 1, 2, so we've got 6. So we could draw it with Bankbuster. But it's actually, yeah, they don't have any discard effects, but we can't play it this turn. That's okay though. We don't want to tap anything this turn because of Emperor. Then I think we just pass. See how good Bankbuster is. It even stopped us attacking. Okay, good. Minusing the Wandering Emperor. So I suppose we'll get rid of the announcement. Probably. With the Titan. Although getting rid of the Bankbuster and allowing us to attack would be nice, but... Okay, this could change my mind what we get rid of. Hey. Don't really want my Beastcaller that much. They're just worried about me drawing lands, I suppose. Well, not drawing, pulling out, but yeah. Announcement's going to give them 1 more token or card and flip, which... enough to make me want to get rid of it. Do we want to trade Bankbusters? Not really. We want the cards because we've got the Titan down, so what I would need is to draw some of my Croaking Counterparts that we always seem to draw. They could throw away something and get back their Commando to kill our Bankbuster. Yeah, got the Commando back. Threw away a wedding announcement for that. Well, at least we got to untap, so we can use this to tap. No point trying to use it to attack or anything, because Commando there. Okay, yeah. Take more Titans, thank you. Let's kill the Bankbuster now, I think. It's had its time. I know Ganjo's coming next turn, but it doesn't do that much against us, whereas having a constant 4/4 blocker is annoying. So let's fire him at the Emperor and him at face. Could be an Emperor to kill the Titan, but like another one, I mean. Destroy evil. Pretty strong. Alright. Yeah, our Bankbuster's gone. Got 2 cards out of it though. And we've played 2 of our Titans. Could have minused the warrior, but didn't. Opponent's just slightly on the slow side of play for me. AO. Good. A way of getting rid of AO peacefully. Send those 2 there and this one straight on. I think they'll want to try and keep the Emperor, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Kill off the bigger things. Oh, for God's sake. Blooming white control decks are always so annoying to play against. We'll keep taking the lands in the hope that we don't draw anymore. 4, 9, we've got 11. 12 out of 21. Yeah, I mean we've pulled quite a few, but we shouldn't be on for many lands now, off the top. I would guess that there is something funky coming, like a farewell maybe. Is that what's happening, Rodolfo? Rodolfo? Yeah. Well, that is handy. The advantage of not having many lands left in your deck, I suppose. Back up to 3 creatures after being farewelled.
Let your blade do the
How was that? Arbiter is nice. So this should get in there for 1, unless there's more of the destroy evils. For God's sake. What is happening here? This is main deck 4 destroy evil. It must be. Alright. Let's get rid of that one. And then let's counterpart our Arbiter before it dies, get ourselves some more cards. Yeah, AO's not hitting for that much anymore. These both still trigger this sick ability, so... Sorry, putting a 1/1 counter brings it up to -4 or 5. It doesn't matter. He's going away. You can stay tapped forever, AO. I'm not interested in you. What is this sound bug? I can just hear birds now. It's the most bizarre game. Right, we are no doubt being Wandering Emperor, but let's send these this way and these this way. 8:30. Yeah, we wouldn't have enough to finish them, so. But we can do a bunch of drawing and discarding, even if our Arbiter gets Emperored into Doom. No, just a Ganjoed into Doom. Let's see what we got though. Please. Hello. We don't need another Kodama. -5 to AO. And we don't need another land. -5 to AO. Is this Wandering Emperor actually dead now? Oh my god. That's actual progress. It's taken me a while to get to the point of making progress in this game, but we have finally gotten there. Nearly got every basic out of the deck. Another Beastcaller. What? They had a Wandering Emperor the whole time. They could have saved the other Wandering Emperor. Although there's no point. Alright, yeah, one more down. But they are out of cards now. Thank goodness. That's it, you scry to the bottom. Only got 27 cards left in deck, we're over halfway through. Must have been a long blooming game. How long have we been going in this? Only 14 minutes, because it feels like forever. I'm still not allowing AO to untap, unfortunately for you. Yeah. Ooh, gotta take the Bankbuster for the cards. This is normally the point where you would concede, so we don't have to listen to these birds chirping away anymore. That is all of the lands out of our deck. All of the basics. Fading Hope. Nice. It's so nice when you just end up drawing actual cards off the top the whole time, because there's no lands left. The most of the lands we've got left we can cycle. Legend ruling the AO. See what they get. What have you got? Don't tell me it's a Wandering Emperor. Drag the game out a bit longer by minusing on R4. Touch the Spirit Realm. I mean, fine. We're just going to put it back in our hand because we can tap the AO anyway, or bounce it using that. Teach them a lesson. There we go. Finally. Oh my goodness. Good victory. Had to get through over 2/3 of our deck to do it, but we got there. I'll restart the client to get the sound back, and we'll hopefully play a slightly quicker game. And again, right, it's maybe a quicker one against Mulkov. On the draw with one land. No thank you. Alright, we'll take this one. Not willingly, not happily, but we'll take it. Gets mono red, mulliganing on the draw doesn't seem like the best move, but yeah, not mono red. Outland Liberator, okay. It's not the quickest thing we can face. Although it is flipping to a frickin' 4/4 because we can't play anything. You're joking. Gonna draw off that as well. This could be over already. Shall we take a 1/1 of any of these? Or should we just put one back in their hand? I think we just have to put something back in their hand, don't we? Well, at least it stopped from drawing, but we are going to take most of our health in damage. If only I had a way of stopping it being nighttime. Alright, let's pretend that game didn't happen. And we've wiped that last one from our memory. Let's try and beat the two-headed boy. This is much better. Much better situation. No mulliganing, no on the draw. Actual cheap cards that cost 2 in our hand. I mean, we've only got 12 cards under 3, so it's not the worst thing, but it was quite bad. It's definitely harder for them to remove the Bankbuster, so we'll play that first. Yeah. So next turn, it depends if we draw a land or not, but likely just double Beastcaller. Since Kodama has been vanquished. We're probably still going to go with that. Could attack, but I think we're better off for defending here. Stormseeker. And a play of fire for that Beastcaller. Interesting. They must know that I'm going to block anyway, but... go for some more land. For when we inevitably top deck our Titan. No, sorry, Arbiter is what we need. Stop these chicks in their track. I think we're going to be getting our Kodama lightning struck again, but at least we've got the Bankbuster to block for a turn. Because Kodamas are destroying magnets. I think we might have to block the adversary. Don't think we could just take damage. Sadly. I would love to have kept that. It's not that helpful to me. Other than stopping that, I suppose. Whoops. Could have stopped nighttime by playing Counterpart. Now we have to trade our Beastcaller away. Windows, would you stop reducing the volume on the computer? It's incredibly annoying. As I was too busy complaining about Windows, drew top deck the Titan of Industry, so no, that ain't doing it for you anymore. Thank you, Mono Red. But no, thank you. Raviel, 1800 or thereabouts. Nice on the play with Bankbuster into Kodama. See if we can get back into the top 1200. Please be mono red. Since we managed to beat it on the draw, We must be able to beat it on the play, right? Got a bounce spell. Got a Titan already. Not mono red there. Screw. Interesting. They've actually got a 4 toughness creature. So if they want to do Chumpy, could stop us getting any land off of this. So it must be slightly rampy Gruul, because the most Gruul at the moment is aggro, but if they're running Loam Speaker, that's relatively aggro-y. Oh, relatively rampy, sorry. So I wonder if we're going to see Helana and Alina now. Beastcaller for now. What to do with your last 2? What you gonna do when we come for you? Nothing, apparently. Okay, definitely iteration less Beastcaller. Back to hand. Get another land. It's like a little motto I've got going from a 70s game show. Back to hand, get another land. They're actually going to double block. Fine. Board wipe half their 2/3 of their creatures and still get a land. We'll take that. So 1 land off of playing these Titans, and we're going to draw 2 next turn. Because of iteration, our Bankbuster was exiled, so we're definitely not getting that back. Nah, they're not interested anymore. Too many lands. GG. Next one against Wraith 373, number 871, or was that 811? Didn't see. Anyway, we haven't got our 2-drop, but it's not the end of the world. Now we haven't got a 3rd untapped land. We can't play our 2-drop anyway. We have got the 3rd untapped land now, but Dahlia does make it a little bit slower. We'll get rid of that Thalia, thank you. Don't think we'll keep back up Kodama. Let's Bankbuster here while Thalia's in hand. 5-colour Slogurk. What? It's going to be all legendary. It's going to be a Joda deck then. Never seen it with Slogurk. I could, in theory, chump the Reckoner. In fact, I would highly recommend it, as they will get a land back to hand. Oh my goodness. That was strong. Very strong. Didn't see that one coming. What? They are running all sorts of weird legends. We are going to have to put Slogurk back in hand where he belongs. They can be running multiples of all these lines, are there? Maybe. So Beastcaller first, and then Aether Channeler. Where we will return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, please. When it leaves the battlefield, get 3 lands back. It's bullshit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would like a Titan, please. they'll just discard all the lands again, I suppose. Whenever a land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a 1/1 on it. Oh, they couldn't do all lands, otherwise their Thalia would be dead. Yeah, true. Oh, I've got some reasonable blocks here. Unless I'm missing something again. No, just bouncing the Beastcaller. Alright. So we could copy the Channeler and put Slowgo back in their hand again. Stop it attacking us for a turn. But it's only buying time. I think that is what we probably want to do though. Just giving them these lands back every time. I'm not sure we're equipped to deal with this wild deck. GG. That is finally a fresh deck that I've actually seen, which is fun. Okay, just a quick look at the stats after the games that we played in the video. So overall, played 8 games and have achieved a 63% win rate. Note that is all in the Mythic category, so not too bad at all. 63% is obviously over a small sample, but it shows you that it isn't necessarily a losing deck. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Humans one. I think my Humans deck is currently sitting around 68 over like 30 games, so it's pretty reliably better. But it does show that we can beat a lot of the things that are around at the moment, and things that I was targeting to beat really as like the mono whites and the mono reds, which we did lose to mono red when we were on the draw and we didn't get our early game stuff. That will happen, and we could try and tweak the deck to be slightly better early, like remove one of these maybe, and put in a Make Disappear or some counter spells, or more tempo like bounce spells. But yeah, it's a good fun deck to sort of resort to if you're fed up of playing creature decks all the time at the moment, which is the other sort of option of playing, is sort of a lot of Naya or a lot of Esper based creature decks, which are fun as well, but it's just nice to mix it up every now and then. So I hope you enjoyed the deck, the refresh of the biggest and best deck. If you've got any questions or any tips on how I can improve the deck, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.